Good afternoon, sir. Can you hear me, Taylor?
I'm not sure I can hear you.
How about now?
Yeah, there we go. I think my internet. Oh, hold on. I'm gonna switch devices really.
Okay.
Okay, there we go. That's
Great.
better. How's it going?
Peachy Keen, how are you today?
I'm pretty good. I'm a little on the sleepier side, but I'm hanging in there. It's for whatever reason. It's been a tired day, but the sun's out, so that gives me a little more reason to just be more energized, I suppose.
There you go. So how has your week gone so far?
Really good. I'm getting in the habit of being very productive again. I feel like I really fell out of it for a little bit, still working on real estate, but just doing like my miracle morning and things like that. When I start off the day like that, it's like the whole rest of the day is just momentum off of that. So, but this week has been really good because of that. So just working on building. Right now, I'm reading this book by Joe Fairless, the syndication book, if you're familiar.
Mm-hmm.
It's really good and it's very practical. So I am doing what I'm only in, like where he talks about your target market. So kind of following his criteria there and putting together a market analysis of a few markets, Champaign and just a few others like Aurora, just to get an idea. I'll probably do it for a lot of Illinois cities just to get a big glance at what's going on in the state and so forth.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
But yeah, that's been my primary objective this week, is just getting that information together, looking at the different properties and just honing in. But how about?
So are we on the 8 unit? Are we any further along on that? Is there any traction on that?
No, so that is why I'm actually calling. That's what I wanted to call about, was getting this LOI submitted. If I feel like I just have to put in my name. Hold on, I have it here somewhere. I want to pull it up because I feel like I could just put in like a name and then send it to the agent and we would be good. I think it's in the drive. I'm gonna go there real quick. Yeah, here we go. And I'll send that to you in the chat. You should choose to look at it. So yeah, it's pretty, that you sent me this in reference to I want to say it was that Kansas property, or I can't remember which property this was, but you sent me this and I feel like it covers a lot of what I needed it to cover. The only things I would be worried about is the bottom part, the agreed and accepted, like who I would put or the information I would fill in and how to go about doing that. It's pretty basic stuff, but it's just something that I'm a little apprehensive on, I guess.
Specifically, which one are you referencing?
Let's see, just like where it says agree and accepted, like for the company owner of record and like the very bottom.
Yeah.
How would I fill that out, I guess? as simple as that sounds. So, like for the LLC part, should
So, yeah, so what I would put is just your name and
Okay.
or assigns.
Assigns?
Yes, because what that means is you can assign this contract to whomever you want.
What
Meaning
does that mean?
it means you can sell the contract, or you can close using a different name or a different entity.
Oh, okay. I see. So I just put Taylor Austin assigns.
Taylor Austin or assigns.
Oh, okay. Interesting. All right. That is interesting. I didn't know you could do that. But that
Put in the word
or assigns.
Yeah. There you
Okay.
go.
Awesome. Is it okay if should I take out the real estate investors or should I leave that in there?
That's up to you.
Okay. I don't mind keeping that in there. I feel
Okay.
like and do I need to, so what's like owner of record?
So that's whomever the seller is, whether he's an entity or his personal name, either one.
Okay. Easy enough. I have his name, but I'm gonna make sure it's not under an entity first. I'll look it up on the assessors. And the owner of record is him as well. And then I would just put the date. And then I think I could submit it then just as is. My contingents in there, the same as before. And then I would attach the due diligence checklist. I have to make sure I attach that.
Yeah, you'd want to attach a due diligence checklist. And also, I'm trying to think if I can find, give me just a second here.
Yeah, no problem. On my notes here.
Okay, it's not that one. I'm trying to find an old LOI that I had used just to give you an example of a three in one offer.
Okay.
Just that's what I'm looking for. Feel free while I'm looking for that to ask me anything else as I can
All right.
ask.
So there's things like the purchase price within this LOI. should I fill that out or leave that blank?
No, you definitely need to fill that out, but that's why I want to find this 3-in-1 offer.
Yeah.
Because we had talked about different ways of financing this, and I don't remember where he was as far as, did he have a mortgage on the property or was it free and clear? Okay, confirmation.
That is a good question. I actually don't know.
Okay, it's not this one for sure. All right, this one will potentially work. So let me share this one with you. Whoops, hold on.
All right, so it looks like they do operate under an LLC.
So this is just for, I'm sending to you, I just sent you an email. This is just to maybe generate some ideas for you as far as how you might approach trying to get it under contract.
Sure. There we go. I just got it.
So it's basically just, and you can adjust it to several different types of offers. This particular one, and it's editable, so you'd want to just change everything in there. But on this one, we had made option 1 a master lease option, and you could make a master lease option, or you could make a seller financing option.
Okay. What can you explain exactly what a master lease is? I've heard that numerous times, but I'm just unfamiliar with it.
It's basically you take over, in effect, you become the property manager of the asset, but you have total control of all decision making on the asset. The owner has no control whatsoever. The owner retains ownership, but you get to make the decisions about how, now the owner's not responsible for injecting any capital into the deal. So if the deal needed, let's say, paint,
Yeah.
you as the owner of the master lease would pay for the painting of the building.
Okay.
Okay, it's basically giving you, a master lease basically gives you control of the property, and also gives you pretty much it's an extended closing time. Think of it as an option on the property, an option to buy.
Yeah.
But you manage the property until your option to buy is ready to be exercised.
Interesting. Huh. And what would the benefit of that be? Just getting more like due diligence in it and getting an idea of how the
No.
property?
No, the biggest advantage is you tie up the property in today's dollars and you get the opportunity for, as long as the master lease is, let's say it's for 1 year. It
Yeah.
gives you 1 year to figure out how you're going to come up with the money.
Oh, nice. Okay.
And it also, it allows you to tie up a property for a much, typically for a much less money out of your pocket. So you
Right.
can see on this one, it was basically a little less than 10% was the option fee. So for 40 grand, you would have control of a $500,000 property.
Nice.
Now you can see with the master lease option, we were offering 485. But on the second option too, which was just a normal sale,
Yeah.
we basically offered $80,000 less.
Right.
And then option 3 was an all cash purchase where we would close in 7 days for another $50,000 less.
I like that.
Now, instead of a master lease, you could do all seller financing, but you could have as many options in here as you want.
Yeah.
But basically what you're trying to do is figure out a way you can tie up the property creatively.
Yeah.
And give the seller what he wants. So if he wants 485, okay, here's a way I can give you 485. No, I want it to be just conventional financing and I want 485. Well, I'm sorry, the deal doesn't work for us at 485. It would only work at 407 with conventional financing.
Yeah. Right. Okay. That makes a lot of sense. So how, okay, hold on now. Let me get back to it.
And then the last one, which is an all cash purchase, that's basically a hard money loan. You're going to go out and get a hard money loan. So you know they will only give you 70% of ARV. So you need to have a really good idea, like you need a broker's opinion of what the property is worth. You know, using other sales comps in the area.
Yeah.
So if you can find 3 or 4 other sales comps that says this is worth 400,000, then you should be able to get a hard money loan for 70% of that.
Okay.
So 70% of that minus your rehab cost and minus your carrying charges would be your all cash offer. So if you say, for instance, you had an interest only hard money loan and it was going to cost you $1,000 a month for that interest only hard money loan.
Yeah.
And you needed to give yourself at least 90 days to close. That's 3 months. So that would be $3,000 of interest payments, right?
Yeah.
And let's say that the property is worth 350. So you need $50,000 worth of CapEx of repairs that you need to make. So your offer, instead of being 350, would be $50,000 less for the CapEx, another $3,000 less for the carrying costs.
Okay.
So you'd only be able to offer 297.
That makes sense. I'm following that. Okay. It's interesting. So how would I put down the seller financing, I guess, for say I replace it with option 1? Would I want to, so if, say I can do seller financing, I could kind of mimic the master lease option where that is like my biggest offer. And I could maybe give them good terms even. I know I listened to that one podcast with Julie that you sent me of the 20, I think it was 20 in the Washington area. And he had gotten his first property doing seller financing, and he really emphasized from his mentor using terms to your advantage.
Yeah.
So I guess, what do you think I should?
So the most important thing to know there is how many units are rented. How much are they rented for?
Mm,
And so what is your total income? Not projected income, not pro forma income,
yeah.
real income. What is the real income of the property right now today? Let's say for the sake of argument, it's $5,000. Then you
Okay.
want to make sure that whatever you offer him does not exceed $5,000 per month.
Right. Okay.
And ideally, it would only be $4,500 a month so that you could put 500 in your pocket or toward improving the property.
Right. Okay.
And the lower you can get him to say yes, the more money you have to put in your pocket or to put toward improving the property. So if it were bringing in $5,000 a month, you could get him to agree to $3,000 a month. Then you would have $2,000 a month to improve the property. And the purchase price at that point becomes almost irrelevant. You just need to make sure that it fits that within that $5,000 a month income that the property's already producing. So if he wanted, let's say, for instance, for the sake of argument, let's say that he wanted 407 for the property.
Yeah.
But you knew that you did not want to use conventional financing, that you didn't have enough money, whatever. So instead of offering him 407, you offered him 485. But that 485 would be him holding the financing.
Okay.
At whatever interest rate you can agree to, but no more, not to exceed $5,000 per month.
Right.
And let's just say that, let's say $4,500, not to exceed $4,500 a month.
Okay.
And then you would have to use a calculator to figure out what the interest rate would be. So you're offering him 485. The payment's going to be $4,500 per month. The loan's going to be amortized for 30 years. And so that makes the interest rate what? And there's calculators on the internet that you can plug in all the different pieces and just leave one piece missing, and it'll fill in the other piece for you.
Yeah, I'm sure I can find something like that. Okay, that sounds good. So, all right, could I put it in here with that seller financing, because I don't have the actuals of what it makes. On this property, the broker didn't want to give me any of the financials until I submitted an LOI. So I can't, with that said, how would I come up with, I guess, what we were just
What was
mentioning?
the asking price?
495, 494, 495 rounding up.
Okay, so you would, if you were using this form, you would put 495 on that top offer.
Okay.
And by the way, a master lease option is really not different than seller financing. They're really almost the same thing.
Yeah, they sound very similar.
And it's just that some people are a lot more comfortable with the terminology of a lease option because they know they still own the property and you're just leasing it.
Okay.
And if you don't close when you're supposed to, then they still have the property and they have all your money.
Yeah.
And they didn't have to worry about running the property for that year, because you were running the property for that year.
Right.
So that's why it's important for you to know, if you don't want to have to start reaching in your pocket and spending money, then you need to know how much money it's bringing in and make sure that you're your offer is low enough per month. So if they're bringing in $5,000, you offer 45, that you're confident that that $500 a month is all you're going to spend on maintenance. Because if it's $600 a month, then you're going to have to put $100 a month out of your pocket into the property.
Right. Right. Hmm.
But this is just an offer, so it's not a contract. So
Yeah.
if he agrees, then you get all the financials and you get a chance to tour the property and get an inspection done and have an idea of, okay, all my hot water heaters are 20 years old, so I know I'm going to need hot water heaters. So that's one expense. The air conditioners are relatively old. I might have 2 of those fail. And the roof is going to need to potentially, it's old, it might need some repairs. And so those kind of things you keep looking at to try to determine, okay, this is where I think my expenses are going to be. Just for the sake of argument, typically your expenses will be about half of your income.
Right. Okay. Non-refundable option fee option period to be exercised at seller's existing mortgage. All right, so I'll have to look at the information I have, my notes from the property, and generate an offer along those lines then. I'm wondering if it would be better to just stick with the master lease option then?
Yeah, I don't see why not.
Sure.
I think that's more agreeable for most people.
Yeah, it definitely seems that way too. Okay, well, I'm gonna, like I said, look at the numbers and kind of fill in the gaps here on this LOI and get that submitted ideally. But if I have any questions, I will reach out to you.
Okay.
But that sounds pretty good. Could you just send me this recording so I can come back to it? Because
absolutely.
Definitely some stuff I want to go back over when I'm a little more head on my shoulders, but it all makes sense. Okay, cool. Well, that sounds good. Yeah, like I said, I'll just start punching in that stuff. And if I have any questions, I'll reach out to you.
Okay, sounds great.
All right. And we're not having a meeting tomorrow, or you won't be at the meeting?
I won't be there. I've got a funeral, a death in the family that we've got to attend. So Friday and Saturday I'll be booked.
Okay, that sounds good. Well, sorry to hear that, and I wish the best for you.
Are you, did you see that Julie's going to be in town? We're going to have a meetup on Sunday.
Like in town?
In town, yeah. We're going to have a physical meetup in Oak Brook.
No way.
Yeah.
No. Where can I find that information? I didn't see that.
It's on Slack in the general channel, but it's going to be Sunday at noon. Have you ever been to the what they call the McDonald's Hotel on the old McDonald's corporate campus in Oak Brook?
I thought it got torn down.
Apparently, it's still there.
Okay.
The McDonald's moved, but I think that it's called the Hyatt Lodge.
Okay.
And now that you said that, maybe I better check. I mean, I did not.
They tore down like I thought it was like McDonald's University there or something.
Yeah, they probably let's see, Hyatt Lodge in Oak Brook. That's their website, but let's see here. Hotel rooms, attractions, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, it doesn't say anything about being closed. So
Okay.
I know that McDonald's left there. They are
Yeah.
no longer on that campus, but
Sure.
and they may have torn down the university piece of it or the conference part of it, but apparently the lodge is still there.
Sounds good. Hyatt Lodge. Oak Brook at noon. Awesome. That sounds very exciting.
And my guess is we'll just meet at the bar and or restaurant. I've never been there, so I don't know until I get there.
Yeah, me neither.
Where we're going to be, but you'll find us if you get out there. So.
Yeah, no, I'll definitely make a plan of it. That sounds, like I said, really exciting.
Okay. All right.
Cool.
Look forward to seeing you.
Yeah, sounds good. See you Sunday.
Okay. All right. Bye.
Take care, Jim.